I love that they're making this sort of progress. I hate that it's right now. It's the stupidest point in which to do it. But I still love that it's happening. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of Dandadan, a show that continues to be fun and enjoyable, even though we get interspersed with some pretty heart-wrenching moments. To be fair though, we got done watching the end of Season 2 of Link Click today, because we record a bunch of these back-to-back. And that was a recollection of all the heart-wrenching moments of an entire season of a show. So it would be pretty hard for Dandadan to top that today. Before anything else, though, we have a board and we have some notes. So as always, let's start with the board, where I have added a purple arrow from Arya to Ken, because that apparently is a thing now. And then I added Chiquita and tied them to Serpo with a green line, and to Arya and Ken with a red line. To notes, then. I'm surprised Muko didn't mention her phone having gone missing, since we know Granny stole it. Momo is going on about getting herself a new phone, and I know Muko is just a side character right now. It's just something I'd expect from a character like that, to walk into the room, complain about her phone missing, in trouble with her parents because of it, or what she's going to do to get a new one. Just kind of the norm for school scenes, I think, especially if the plot point would be Granny keeping the phone and using it. It's funny that Ken brings up possession while Arya? Sorry, I forgot how to say her name all of a sudden. My brain just farted. Also, I misspelled it in my own notes. Well, Arya is trying to convince her love, because when Momo walks around the corner and sees them, I'd think that possession wouldn't be off the table for first thoughts. I know we are in a high school drama situation right now, but we are also characters dealing with the supernatural. Not for nothing, but Ken himself has been possessed, and he's a character Arya had to focus on controlling for 2 episodes straight. Arya. Sorry, that should be Momo. My brain, this must have been 2 a.m. notes. I don't know what the hell is going on when it comes to that one. It's not off the table that Arya and Ken could have been possessed. That isn't a critique of Momo either. We know where she was in her headspace before she walked up on this. It's all totally understandable. I think it's just thoughts I would be having if I were those characters. Kind of feels odd that Momo would cower at the dinosaur, considering how badass she's been lately. I mean, the Flatwoods monster was larger than this, and she went all out against it, with Ken failing to do much to begin with. I suppose the part I have more of a problem with is that she's cowering without planning to do something, and just wanting Ken around. I get that the Ken thing was the last thing we were doing before this happened, but handling this should be top in her mind right now. Again, remember she was getting her ass kicked by the Flatwoods monster, but that was also part of her plan. She was in a dangerous situation, on the run for her life, and still planning on how to deal with it. Now she's just cowering, wishing Ken was here, doing nothing. It doesn't seem in her character all of a sudden. And my final note. So I guess this episode shows that the typical pecking order is aliens over yokai, as it seems the aliens are employing the yokai to do stuff for them. Something interesting, though, if that is the case, is that the Serpians claim the things Ken did when possessed were beyond their scientific technology. If they interact with the yokai, shouldn't that mean that they have experience with this stuff already? Like, it should be a part of their science too, right? There just seems to be some sort of gap there that I want to see explored more. That said, though, that is all of my notes, so there's nothing left to do but hop on in and see how this resolves.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, If you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered,
uncensored,
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
it's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
It seemed like Acrobatic Silky was stronger than Ken was. So does that mean she's going to be stronger? Also, is she going to be able to use it for a long period of time? Like Ken isn't able to? Oh, he can talk normal when he wants to. So I'm saying, his normal kind of talk seems like nonsense. Is that her talking, or is like Acrobatic Silky still in there? I guess it's just like an influencing on how they talk, the same way Ken does when he's transformed. They're constantly calling back Momo's kick from the first episode. So they actually have to say the words before they can use the power. I certainly do not love the high-pitched one, by the way. Whose clothes did you find? Seems like a jokey show, I'm assuming. Nope, okay. I understand censorship's being a thing. If you really want to distract them, they want banana organs, let them see the banana organ. I'm gonna say, so far you haven't been able to overcome their psychometry. So transforming doesn't really do anything. So we can use the Chiquita guy? No, there you go. Yeah, what I said. She's legit looking straight up his asshole from that position. She's been working out.
バカなすごいゾーンを突破した。いや違う。我々の念力が何者かに押し返されている。しまった女の人が来た。ももちゃん、会いたかったぜ。オカルのバカ、クソ女とイチャついてんじゃねえよ。その面、絶対に忘れねえ。
No comment on being naked. Legit, not much difference between the scene that she walked up to before and stormed away from and this new position, other than the supernatural element, right? Because essentially he was on top of her and it looked like something was going on there, right? Except she walks up on this and he's buck-ass naked in a hole with her in the same kind of way. It's just funny. It's funny, but at the same time, I'm glad that they're finally moving on with that element that she's back to her being, like, self-empowered. Sorry. Same word being used twice. Gave me pause. But also, I guess, were they on the same floor before? Because it didn't seem like they were. Even though there's a water level. So you'd think if they were on different floors, the water level would have been elevated on one and lower on the other. But they only heard the sound of Nessie firing, and they didn't see any of the destruction or anything. So it kind of felt like they were in two different realities, given the fact that they were only, one class apart, right? Unless the idea is that Momo went somewhere else in her upset state. And then when they did all this to the school, she was somewhere else in the school.
ももちゃん、会いたかったぜ。さあ、こっち向くな、変態。男の人のバナナを収穫するまで。女の人は足止めしといてと言っておいたのに。何やってんですかね。
But we told it.
助けられるなんて尺だけど仕方ないわね。力を貸しなさい。あんたそれ、アクサラ？協力するけど譲らないわよ。高倉健様だけは。綾瀬さん、ちょっと綾瀬ママ何してんのよ。ちゃんと魔力で抑えなさいよ。どういうことか。
We're gonna be held back by high school drama. Remember, they're coming out where the dick should be. He was talking nonsense before, now he's singing nonsense. Oh, now he's the shrimp dude. Not the shrimp dude. The punching shrimp that we just got educated on last episode. It's the same animation as before. Mantis shrimp? Was that what it was? It feels like the stronger Ken is, the more magnified it gets in his transformed form. We are really reusing a lot of shots this episode. At some point, if they're going to keep cutting your pay, just fight them. Solids have been turned into liquids. So I guess that means all the way down to the center of the Earth is now liquid in this case. That's why they can't see the bottom. Nessie got a lot bigger than the last scene that they were in. And she really isn't love.
女の人を全然足止めてきてないじゃないですか。あなたの給料も6割か。
See, exactly. If they're gonna cut your pay, just fucking kill them too.
なんてこと。やばいじゃないですか。我々を攻撃して返せるんです。あっちの女の人をやるんですよ。
Is she gonna get taken out every arc? There we go, Mantis Shrimp. So he's like a mantis shrimp, but he can't breathe underwater. Oh, Japanese businessman thing, right? Sure, but I mean, he can keep his mouth above water and still punch with his arms underwater. I guess Area is just drowning up on the roof. I mean, yeah. I love that they're making this sort of progress. I hate that it's right now. It's the stupidest point in which to do it. But I still love that it's happening. Kiss to exchange air? Nah, wasn't ever gonna happen. She moves him with her psychic powers and he does all the attacking that way. Oh, I guess that works too. I don't know that that would work. Also, you're gonna make a dude shit himself. By the way, she's been floating without air for minutes.
起きろ。かなり水飲んでるかも。悪く思わないでよ。強制蘇生。白鳥さん、よかった。これ夢。アホか。まだ何も解決してねえわ。服脱いで。水の抵抗あると動かしにくい。私が脱ぐときは結婚書やって。
Okay, this explains the next time on when they were all naked.
上に逃げるなんてずるいです今俺じゃあいつら追い詰めてるですもう少し時間をくれですうわーなんですか
どいつもこいつも使えませんね彼の攻撃力は素晴らしいですが見るものすべてに襲いかかる頭の
I mean, he didn't seem like he had any intelligence to him.
もういいですこの際みんなで合体しましょうこの通信ケーブルを使って一つになりましょう
責任取ってよね。高倉君、私の下着姿見たんだから。見てないです。
Serbians are just the worst. I hate how they do everything with their dick.
うちらの力総動員しないと勝てないよ。指図しないで。私がリーダーなんだから。行くよ。1、2だ。
Wow, they merged. They merged already. They can merge. Then why do they need the other evolution thing? Evolve by merging.
じゃないんだ。ってことは、あいつの首ぶっ壊せばレーザー撃てないってことじゃん。やりましょう。今がチャンス。
I know they're under attack and everything, but Ken really is living his best life right now. Again, it's the element of drowning here that would throw me. This is fucking terrifying. Yeah, plus the punching is bigger, though the arms are Nessie sized. Is it that the punches superheat the water in front of it? So if it keeps punching, it's gonna be cooking itself? Shouldn't it also have the serpent thing's head so it can't breathe underwater? The old come at me, bro. I don't know if I can see that. I mean, show logic, sure, whatever, but I would never been able to guess that.
溺れ死ぬのが先か、それとも高圧縮水流で真っ二つになるのが先か。
Again, everyone is looking up Ken's asshole this whole time.
ちょっと待ちなさい。
Okay, I guess we haven't worked ourselves up to increasing the limit. Yeah, are you now in a classroom full of people? Or a hallway where everyone's back?
どうした地面が硬い。廊下だ。廊下、ありがとう。硬いのありがとう。
I assume people are hearing this. At the same time, where did Arya come back? She's also in the same position. To be fair, y'all took your clothes off. You did this to yourselves. It's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's horrifying from if it happened to you scenario, but at the same time, like, the shit that they were saying out of context while laying on top of one another, and not for nothing, Ken is actually fucking naked. And they went well out of their way to show us him between her legs. I don't know how anyone in the school is not going to think those two are a couple now. Arya being suddenly naked running down the hall too, completely unrelated, probably has to affect her status as the most popular girl in school. If this is a school mostly filled with boys, I feel like it's only going to help her. Let's be fair. Men are basically all the same. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's a pretty fun episode. Unlike previous fights, though, it's been less explainable. Like, I don't think if you took a mantis shrimp out of the water and it tried to throw a punch, it would blow its own arms off. I'm not a biological expert. I have never seen anyone try that before. At the same time, it's just not something I would guess.
Nessie やばすぎましたね。首長竜の生き残りなのか、まさか宇宙人と合体するとは思いませんでしたけど、ユーマと宇宙人の合体なんて夢のようですよ。
白楽白楽。
次回キャトルミューティレーションを君は見たか。
ああ、もう変なとこ見られたし最悪。
Oh. Sorry, it occurred to me. That is something that's in the opening of the show. You know what else is in the opening of the show? This guy, who hasn't appeared yet, except for apparently he was in the background of episode 1, which is why he made it to the board already, despite not being there. I did an explanation for this before in the Space Battleship Yamato reactions that I do, when we recently came back with a new overlay for that show that had me dressed as a very questionable character. I explained it there, I never explained it here. What I usually do is I take the listing of characters that I've been drawn as before, which tend to be the kind of characters that I enjoy. I bring them to an AI, and I ask the AI, hey, without any spoilers, tell me what character in X show, say this time Dandadan, would I most be like, or not most be like, fits these type of characters. And it usually comes back with like one character with an honorable mention. Well, this guy was the honorable mention because you know who the other guy was? the Serpo, the Serpians. And I didn't know anything at the time. I thought they looked pretty cool in a like funny, weird way. And I was like, well, have myself drawn as one of them. And thank God my artist stepped in, and they didn't spoil anything. I don't think they know anything about the show either. But they said, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should look at other options. And based on my artist's weigh-in, they went with this guy instead, who again, the AI brought up as an honorable mention, second possibility. For a lot fewer reasons, but at the same time, he would have to go a distance to not be as bad as the Serpians. So, as funny as it would be to be drawn as them, I do not want to be associated with the guys who do everything with their dicks. So, yeah, I'm glad it didn't go that way. This episode, funny as it was the work of a nightmare. I could imagine having a nightmare where every solid in the world turned into water. Like, you would be trying to find holes in the water that used to be air, and how would you even know? You'd be looking up and everything would just look weird, and it would be a straight shadow to the center of the earth. It would be terrifying. Fear of drowning, pretty high. Other than that, I don't really have much thought about this. This was a fight-centric episode. The fight bits were fun, but at the same time, as I said before, they were not things I could estimate what was going to happen. Unlike, say, with the Flatwoods Monster, which was like, oh, he's doing sumo moves, and let's get him to impact the wall hard enough to get outside the barrier. It's like, oh, okay, these are things that are established, these are things I understand. I don't know mantis shrimps blow their arms off if they do that outside in the air. So when he does it, and it's like an aha moment for the fight, and it's like, I don't know about this. So from that aspect, I'm going to say that this is probably one of the lower ranked episodes for me. Obviously, I could see where some people would probably rank this one pretty high. Not so much here. Other than that, though, I am excited to see where we go from here. I see Chiquita is going to show back up in the next episode, so they're clearly not dead for some reason. But more so, I want to see the developing relationship between, again, Momo and Ken, for one thing. Them finally talking about what happened last episode. But the fact that also Arya is still there and part of the group. So I want to see how this all develops. I'm way more interested in the character relationships than I am what's actually happening in the show right now. So, with all that said, I think we're going to wrap up here. So once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?